Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Randy. Right now it's time for a commercial break where we give y'all an opportunity to at least subscribe, like, dislike, share, comment, do something to engage with the program so that we can reach more people and the family will grow. Now back to our regular scheduled program. I just had a quick thought, so I came on here to give y'all this quick thought. Um, I was just thinking about the difference in levels of the fight game. There are different levels of fighters, just like there are different levels of trainers. But the different levels of trainers is you got people that can train you in the gym, in a regular gym, the gym that you go to, your local franchise gym that everybody go to, mom, pop, old folks, young folks, school kids, everybody go to. You got people in there training boxing, maybe to get in shape, lose weight, whatever the case may be. Uh, they get in there and they do their performance and what have you. They're considered trainers. Then you got trainers in the game of boxing, real trainers. They get in there and they bring their kids up from little babies or what have you, and they start training them, and then they get them to a point where they can start competing, whether it's amateur, uh, maybe even get to the Olympics. But you got those type of trainers. Then you got the elite trainers. Then you got the trainers like Emmanuel Stewart's and even the Robert Garcias and Bo Max. You got those elite trainers. Those trainers that can take a fighter and make him special, or take a special fighter and make him even more special. Take him and make him a elite fighter. Um, you got those type of trainers, and there are levels to it. At some point, as a dad training, or even as a trainer training, there's only so far you can go, especially as a dad training. Sometimes you can bring your child along and you can finish the course with them, or you can bring your grandson along, you can finish the course with them. Then sometimes there are points where you gotta say, you know what, I've taken them far as I can take them. It's in my best interest to call somebody in and allow them to push farther. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you exhausted all your knowledge and the ability to help the fighter. If you don't bring the fighter in, if you don't bring another coach or a trainer in, you're doing your fighter a disservice, because your fighter is not able to reach his full potential, because you push them far as you can push them. You've taken them far as you can take them with your limited knowledge. Case in point, what happened this past Saturday with T.O. and his father. A lot of times people say, what happened to the instructions from the corner? And that's usually what happened when the fight is lost. What happened to the instructions from the corner? There were no instructions from the corner, because he had done exhausted his ability to coach. So that came to a coaching situation, a coaching battle, if you will. Shakur's granddaddy against T.O.'s daddy. And we see that Shakur granddaddy won that fight. And yes, sometimes it make it easy when you have an elite fighter. It help your coaching, and you learn more from an elite fighter, because you're downloading information from that fighter versus you're trying to give all the information to that fighter. When you have a subpar fighter or when you have a good fighter, it's hard to download the information from that fighter that's the elite fighter giving his trainer, because both of y'all are like mediocre. Now, you do good and you look good when you're in front of um, lesser talent or talent on even playing field. As long as you avoid the elite fighters, you will continue to shine. But once you start dibbling and dabbling into the elite fighters, then it kind of show what you're actually made of. Then it kind of show what kind of team you have. Then it kind of exposes your coach, because your coach don't have an answer. When it comes to elite fighters, the elite fighters don't need a whole lot of instructions from the corner, because they can make their own adjustments. They can make their own adjustments because they see what's going on in the fight. Yeah, they need somebody outside looking in, because everybody needs somebody outside looking in. So they need that, but they're able to make the adjustments. The elite fighters, it's hard to catch them with the same thing over and over. Your good fighters, you can catch them with the same thing over and over a lot of the time, because they can't make the adjustment. And if the corner is not coaching well, you're going to continue to catch them, because the corner can't give the instructions on how to combat that. So when you're dealing with a fighter like Shakur, he's an elite fighter, which is very few elite fighters in the game. It's a lot of good fighters, and I would say it's a lot of great fighters, but they all on the same level. But then you got these few elite fighters that's head and shoulders above all the other fighters. So they make it look easy. And with them making it look easy, a lot of times people will say, the other guy didn't show up. Oh yeah, he showed up. T.O. showed up Saturday night. But T.O. nor his corner or his dad didn't have an answer for what Shakur or his corner and his granddaddy was proposing. That's what separates the elite fighters from the good fighters. It seems like it's always an excuse when it comes to any other race. In the ring, Canelo didn't show up. The old Canelo showed up. The old Mario Barrio showed up. The old version of T.O. showed up. But when it comes to the black fighters, we were either running scared or we weren't really that good at all. That's what they say. But the truth be told, most of the time when you catch the black fighter, you try to catch him down bad. T.O. probably would have took this fight willingly, which he was kind of forced into this one. But he probably would have took this fight willingly if they would have allowed him to wait Shakur out until Shakur started looking bad. And then they knocking on his door. They ready to fight, calling him up. We've seen it done time and time again. No, this don't have nothing to do with the video, but Errol Spence, when he was on top of his game before he lost to Crawford, you couldn't get some of these fighters to even mention his name, especially Virgil Ortiz. He said he wasn't ready. Now that he'd been out the ring 3 years, instead of him fighting Boots, which is in the same position Errol was in at his heyday, when Virgil wouldn't call his name, you see he running from Boots like he was running from Earl. But now he's running to Earl because he figured Earl is down bad and he'll take the fight now. That's all smoke and mirrors for the casual fan. But for the diehard boxing fan, we see right through that. We see right through it. Another thing about casual fans and diehard fans, a lot of your casual fans love knockouts, blood and guts, because it don't take much to follow that. But when you start dealing with elite fighters, such as Shakur, they call them boring because they're more technical. They've mastered the game of boxing, or the sport of boxing, because it's not a game because you can't play boxing. But they mastered the sport of boxing. Hit and don't get hit. A lot of them want Shakur to dummy, and other elite fighters to dummy their game down, so that the ones that are not elite and just good and some great can compete with them. But that is not what make them elite. What make them elite is their IQ, footwork, and things of that nature. You don't hardly ever hear a fighter that's a knockout artist or just get knockouts being considered an elite fighter. He's only considered a knockout artist. Because the game is hit and not get hit. Who want to get in the ring with somebody if it's boxing and go to the center of the ring and trade it out? That's not boxing. That's brawling. It's all about hit and not get hit. But the elite fighters are so good at it until the competition want them to dummy their game down so that we can compete, so that we can keep up. It's levels to this, and it's only a few on that top level. With that being said, I'm out of here. But what say you?